There's a lot of exciting matchups. That man will be one. Who will he take? Who will have Jetta on the outer wing? Fantastic opportunity here for Fremantle to make their first ever grand final. And of course Sydney looking to get in there to make it back-to-back. Second prelim final underway. Mumford with a little backhand around the middle. Mundy with a first kick to Pavlich, who's been paid. And this is within Pavlich's range. Remember, the adrenaline would be really running high at the moment.
Oh, great start. Matty Pavlich playing in front as a forward. A rush kick out of the pack. And you get them. If you play in front, you get those low-down chest marks.
There is no roof here, but I tell you what, it will erupt and something will lift off if he can slot this from 55 metres out. The skipper Pavlich, distance is just about there. Looks good, but it's offline. And the first score to Freo.
Just looking down there at the moment, and Crowley's around Jack at the moment. We'll just see if he keeps going with him, but it looks like it may be Kieran Jack for Ryan Crowley.
Well, he's got a host of gun midfielders to choose from, Richo. Free kick to Pike.
Hold the back of his jumper.
What an incredible story this man is. A big Canadian, and a massive job tonight trying to take on Sandilands, but if anyone's physically capable, you think Mike Pike's the man.
Ramp his kick to the wing, remember. Sydney coming off a scoreless quarter for the first time ever under John Longmire last week against the Blues. Here's a man back into the side, McGlynn. His kick was a little risky. Hill's waiting for the troops to arrive. He did well not to ease the ball out and let Sydney have an easy opportunity there. Hill, I think, will have a ball up.
Yeah, it looks as though Ryan Crowley's got Kieran Jack, the captain, and Hanbury and maybe Stephen Hill head-to-head, which would be a great contest.
And there's
Fife.
There's another one, BT. O'Keefe and Fife. So there's a few of the midfield matchups.
50 metres, you drop the ball.
Oh,
50
boy.
metres.
So this will bring Jack up close, as Richo pointed out, those two on each other. And Kieran Jack will be out of range still, 55 metres out directly in front. There is the Swans forward line, and getting a real good look is White, juggling attempt. He's been paid a real doubtful one there. Gee, I'm not sure he had all of that.
Well, that was a great lead. We'll have a look at this 50-metre penalty again before we look at the mark. And he's called the free kick, and that's what it was for.
Oh, gee, he threw it to him on the ground.
It's just too harsh a penalty for an indiscretion like that.
Well, that's just simply wrong, that one.
And that tested McFarlane out, coming after White on that lead there.
Here is White. We're right behind him, 45-degree angle here. Beautiful shot, needs to swing left to right, White. Point apiece to start this one at Subi. A real feel of great electricity amongst the Purple Haze supporters here at the moment. Just the odd block or two of Sydney red and white supporters here. Other than that, we've reached now 42,500 people, nearing capacity here. High ball out wide. Opportunity for Sandilands. Picked up by Mzungu. He hammers it up towards the wing. The bounce got Pav. Here comes the run of Walters. Richards just nurses him to the boundary line in true defender style.
We're paying a lot of attention to the midfield matchups because these are two sides that will generally go head-to-head. You often get a shootout in modern footy today, but Ross Lyon, John Longmire, the Sydney Swans, they love to get one-on-ones. They love being accountable.
Mumford with a pulverising tackle on Mzungu. And another ball up here, so an in-close start to this game.
Thank you.
Kennedy, closely watched by Subin there. Knocked down to Fife, spin, Duffield in heavy traffic, managed to gain a couple of metres with a footy. Every metre important. Here he is, the magnetic man Barlow. Hanbury, did he get driven forward? Bang! Grundy bounced off one. Fast hands, little bit of panic. The interception by Pavlich to Ballantyne. He finds some space for Duffield. Short kick, missed main. A little bit of panic from the Dockers there.
Yeah, both coaches just surveying the scene, making sure they've got the matchups they like. You saw Main's first involvement there. What a player he is, Chris Main. You watch his second efforts, his tackle pressure. #1 forward pressure player for the Dockers and plays a big role.
Hanbury driven forward there by Barlow. Umpire said it was okay.
biggest thing about Fremantle and their pressure is the speed of their pressure. Their small forwards, their midfielders are just so fast under the Sydney players. They've got no time to think when they get the footy.
McVeigh, have a look at how tight it is in there, how rough and physical it is at the moment. That's a throw. Hanbury literally gave the ball out. O'Keefe, the recipient, sends it out wide to the wing. Pike was there. The punch away was impressive. In they go. Parker had a rip in there. Johnson just got pushed out of the way.
High percentage of contested possession here at the moment. No easy ball at all. You've got to watch Mzungu coming third man up at these stoppages.
Sandlin's got rid of Mumford real easy. How many ball-ups has there been already in this game? Real tight. Here's Ballantyne. Did he have his legs taken? McVeigh over the top. Kennedy. McVeigh now. Little kick towards the boundary line. Had to be careful. Sandlin's did well, working Mumford under the footy. Plays on. Oh, the big fella's selling some foot candy as well. Here's Hill. Drawing handball backwards. Duffield now into some controlled footy for the first time in the game for Freo to Spur. Spur finds space. Sutcliffe gathers. Point of the square. Hammering kick to the fast lead there of Walters. Couldn't control.
Both sides often like to have a loose back. There's Jude Bolton. He's got a defensive forward role to start on Michael Johnson. At the moment on this play, he's pushed up the ground, but there's no loose back at the moment. It's one-on-one all over Patterson Stadium.
7 stoppages in 6 minutes. Quick kick at goal. It's there. Fremantle have got the first and Walters the goal kicker. No, touched. It's touched. It has been touched.
Yeah, a lot of the Freo defenders were heading back and Pavlich was getting everyone to come back down and set up.
Touched off there, off the hands there. Said the controlling field umpire. She have a look at that as Malcheski goes wide. High looking footy. Johnson, Mzungu gathers near the boundary line. Little kick around the corner with a space here. Opportunity. Walters. He can turn again. He got one high from O'Keefe. He was down low, but you're allowed to be in any position you want.
It's a real art form for small forwards. They have got a great knack like Walters of actually lowering the body and drawing some high contact. And as you pointed out, Bristol, if you're good enough to get low, it's the tackler's responsibility not to take you high. Had to play a free kick. He's a super player, this man, Michael Walters. So skillful.
Unbelievable year, and I reckon he's a really reliable set shot normally.
Looking for his 42nd goal of the year, Richo. That's how good he's been.
All Australian.
Walters, in he comes, 35, and just yanked it to the right.
Yeah, made the All-Australian squad of 40, Michael Walters, and he's certainly pushing for the
must
22.
Have been pretty close, I reckon.
Yeah, he's got so much ability, and you remember when Ross Lyon first came to Fremantle, he sent him away from the club for a while, told him he needed to learn the way that Ross wanted him to play and sort himself out, and he's done that.
Grundy down the line, standing tall, Mundy, and already that clamp of a press from the Dockers. In progress here. Mumford was able to intercept from Duffield. Now he wants a runner.
Good chance for the Swans to get a bit of fast break happening here now.
They try for it. Grundy again. Short kick sideways. Finds Biggs. Biggs with a little one over the top. Had to stop and prop. Did Cunningham, and Zach Clark did really well.
As soon as that ball went to Shane Mumford there and he got the intercept, as soon as Sydney couldn't go fast, Fremantle just set up brilliantly there. Discipline to set up defensively is fantastic, but Sydney, as soon as they get that intercept, they've got to go. Move the ball as fast as they can.
Duffield, brilliant smother from the sign by McLean. Zach Clark picked it up and he was tackled by a trio of Swans, and that will not come out of there. So no goals kicked in almost 9 minutes of footy here. Real physical tussle. Kennedy, a lot of stoppages. Easy mark drop, picked up here now. An opportunity for Sutcliffe to break out wide to Ballantyne. Ballantyne's going to take Biggs on. Biggs got him in a good tackle. Now the bump with Hill and Jeddah. Come out of it there, Biggs. Couldn't quite win it. Boy, that was a hard one. Ballantyne in there. De Boer didn't know what was going on. They stole it off him. McVeigh, Biggs again, in everything at the moment. McVeigh to Jeddah. Jeddah wants some space. Bolton on to McVeigh again. What a brilliant game he had last week. McVeigh, kick inside. Little bit short. Fremantle defend. Mundy knew the handball was out the back. A fumble again. It's been a bit of a nervous Freo here early on. Now McFarlane.
How hot is that footy at the moment? You get hold of it and you get tackled in about a second.
Richards through. Crowley couldn't control the ball. And a nice kick to Mumford. And a beautiful fingertip mark from the big fella.
Gee, that was borderline whether he controlled that over the line, but it was paid.
Kicks it discipline to the top of the square. White's in there, they fly. Off hands, Bolton almost got through. McVeigh was out the back almost as well. Dawson, Mundy, Freo under enormous pressure. It was a kick out towards the skipper, and Richards worked him under the ball beautifully.
Good one-on effort that Ted Richards against Pavlich. Pavlich in good position. Ted Richards just read it a bit better.
Richards to the top of the square again. Once again, White the target. He couldn't get a run at it. Jeddah, kick out of nowhere. He's got the goal. Jeddah's got the first for Sydney.
Oh, great snap. Had little time to get that onto his boot. And
didn't have control of the footy, really.
Yeah, as so often happens, Freo had all the running early. Four inside 50s to 1. Then the Swans came and pressed, and they get the first goal. What a hot start it is to this game, and good start for Lewis Jeddah. Good for his confidence. Third game back now.
Pucks only.
It's exciting for Sydney, for me, Richo, having Lewis Jeddah play his third game now. Played the first 10 games of the year, then missed every game up until the first qualifying final. He just looks like he's getting a bit of run, a bit of fall back, and we know how good a player he can be.
Up to Fife. Textbook out of the middle. Waiting on the footy there, a little Walters. Now Pearce. Sneaky handball to Bohr, intercepted by Richards, done well. There's the underground handball to Rampy. Now Andreas Everett. Skies one long and deep. Dawson, the last man in defence. Wanted to keep it in front. He did well. Duffield and Spur combined. Partial smother of the kick. In there was Bird. O'Keefe. Taken away. Fife goes back inside to Mundy. So they are just starting to sort themselves out here now, Freo. Daniel Pearce, a kick towards half forward. Crowley running at the footy. Good handball. Got it out in the De Boer way. Kennedy all over him. Everett with a bit of a fumble. Eventually picks up. Goes back to Grundy. Grundy almost deliberately along the ground. Kennedy somehow got out of trouble. Not done with yet, the Dockers. Clark's in there. All over the top of him. Umpire says play on. As Main got a good handball out to Pearce. He goes to Walters. And he'll get a look from the opposite side of the ground now, Walters.
What about the heat out there at the moment? When a player gets it, all they're thinking about is just slamming it on the boot at the moment. There's no time to dispose of the footy. And if you play in front as forwards, you're going to get these opportunities. Balls will drop short around the corner.
I guess in the first 10 minutes of the game, Richo and Dars, just a basic get it forward. Absorb the pressure. That looks better. Magnificent kick from Walters. Fremantle respond.
What a player he's turning out to be, Michael Walters. And with the heat on, he looks nice and relaxed. As Richo just pointed out, playing in front. And highly skilled, brilliant finish in the left forward pocket. And it's a little bit of a settler for the Dockers. Just starting to work their way into this big prelim final. And that'll give them a bit of confidence. It's taken them 13 minutes to get their first goal.
Dockers by 2 points. Walters a couple of tries, but he nails that with a great cool head.
I think Craig Bird is now settled on Stephen Hill on the wing, so that looks like that'll be a run with roll for the rest of the match.
McVeigh, a clearing kick, getting back, safe mark, here to Crowley.
Well, Kieran Jack's taking Crowley to half back. Jack's going to try and play half forward, but Crowley, very capable defender, doesn't get nervous at all playing in the back half of the ground, so he's going to follow Jack everywhere.
Sutcliffe, short one to Ballantyne. It was punched away from him. White needed to be clean, and he was. Little handball back inside to Biggs. Big to Hanbury. Mzungu, great interception. Sutcliffe again. This time through a bit of traffic. He just needed to advance the ball. He got caught with a footy. White was good out wide. Now Bird steady to Jeddah, who nonchalantly accepts the chest mark.
And it was good that he lowered his eyes then, because you can see Duffield back inside 50. He couldn't blaze away.
Jeddah, high footy. Look at the outnumbering, the purple jumpers here. It's about 4-on-1. Although it comes down to Cunningham, caught with the footy. Great awareness to get the handball to McVeigh. McVeigh around the corner. And Sutcliffe gets back.
Gee, they're good at having a goalkeeper, aren't they? Always someone last in line with the Freo defence.
Talk about the two-way running ability of the Sydney Swans. The Fremantle Dockers are the same. Just have a look at how good they match up one-on-one. You never, ever see a loose player.
Pike through traffic, Jack. Kennedy looking for someone, no one there. Mundy stole it, banged it into an open forward line. Now it's Pavlich and Grundy. Pavlich and Grundy in a true one-on-one with the big man. Pavlich looking to get rid of him. He does, falls to the ground. He's away. He can go all the way here, Pav. A little fumble, gathers, another fumble. And by that time, Grundy was right back on him. Little kick around the corner, looking for Hill. Can't quite get there. Second attempt, Sydney cracking in. Boy, the pressure's unbelievable. And eventually O'Keefe to Melcheski. Walters with a smother, but it's coming back. Sand lands to Mundy. Mundy cool, slotting to the ball to Fife.
How good was Pavlich, the superstar in that one-on-one? He just has got that look about him. He's been waiting for this moment his whole career, and he looks really on song, doesn't he?
Well, it's the only thing he hasn't done is play in a grand final or win a premiership. And Swan's got all the numbers back then, but if the quick kick came out, it was always going to go back to a purple jumper.
Wind over his right shoulder here. He's just got to get it in the air. Not enough. Right to the line. Zach Clark there. And a minor score. So Sydney quick into attack. Boy, how's that? Spearing ball to McVeigh, who sends it to Rampy. Rampy went for too much of a bullet on the kick. Barlow, quick little handball. And once again, Fremantle to Valentine.
Well, how good was their setup there, Fremantle? They were in position as quick as you could possibly be. Clearly, John Longmire has said to Malcheski, let's get it out of fullback quickly and try and get him on the hop, but they were too organised, too well disciplined.
And they'd prefer to run it out with some handball, the Sydney Swans, and trying to kick out there. And it's pretty hard to get through this press.
Kennedy just going with a one-handed scoop there as well. Straight through it. Here is Ballantyne directly in front. Only a kick of 35 to 40 metres to give them a 9-point lead. Hit the outside of the right post.
A few nerves for the Dockers. For me, looking at them, you can see that miss from Ballantyne. Walters missed one earlier. A couple of fumbles, as you would expect in such a massive occasion, and trying to settle into this big game.
This is such a tough kick on this ground. It's a long ground, but it's quite narrow, so your zone, it's not easy to kick through.
1 goal, 3 from set shots here. The Dockers already in this first quarter. Duffield thought he waved through some traffic, but a little fumble there cost them again. Now Johnson's got to get past Mumford. He did it with a bounce, and in fine style, beautiful delivery. Main on the lead.
This bloke is one of the best set shot kicks in the competition. Puts a lot of time into it. What about Michael Johnson, an All-Australian this year? Great poise, great pick-up, and brilliant finish.
Did you vote for him, Darcy, the All-Australian?
As a committee, we absolutely did, Richo, and he deserves his spot. Only had 16 goals kicked on him for the year, and did that on a regular basis.
This guy is a 75% converter, which is way above the average of an AFL footballer at about 65. So he is very, very good. That one's a little right. He got it too early.
It was always going to happen, wasn't it, B2?
Yeah.
You pump it up.
There really are a lot of nerves here at the moment.
This is a bit like last night with Hawthorn missing vital chances early.
The big worry for Sydney now coming out of full-back, guys, is every Sydney player's almost worked down the ground, down into their defensive 50, trying to help out. But once they get it past this area where this kick lands, they've got no one to go to.
Well, the only one is Jeddah, and they're hoping to get him in some space, but you're right. They've really pressed up on him, Lingy. Here's Hill around the corner. What a great kick that was. Beautiful control to Subban. Subban's 55 out, too far for him to score. Pavlich has got some space. Subban kicks it right in that space. They 2-on-1, and Pavlich marks. That was a great kick. Great awareness.
So sharp at the moment, does Pav. It's been one of the greats of the last decade. And there's Malcheski caught me a little flag from the ump, which wasn't all that well received, but he looks so sharp. He's had some injury concerns, leading beautifully. His hands look great, and he looks really like he is ready for a massive night.
He would have liked it another 2 metres to the left, but it was good enough. It was kicked to his advantage and the space. And now the resultant kick from 30 out directly in front for the skipper, and he nails the goal. Fremantle have got 2.
They They needed that one. They're dominating time in forward half so far, the Fremantle Dockers. And Matthew Pavlich, always been a beautiful set shot at goal. He doesn't miss those from straight in front. And it was a great kick to Pavlich. Went to his advantage, and a man of his experience was always going to mark that.
Beautiful action by the skipper. And that meant a lot.
Yeah, you can just see there, the last 5 inside 50s, all with the Fremantle Dockers. Swans just couldn't get it out of full back, and eventually, sheer weight of numbers resulted in the Dockers, who have started in great shape.
Crowley heard the call from Duffield. I'm not sure how. Mzungu now to deliver forward with a spearing footy. And it was a ripper to Mundy. Mundy now looks back inside, trying to double back was Walters, but it went over the top to Subin, and he's been paid the mark. How many shots have they had from this position on the ground?
And that tells the story of the game so far. 72% time in forward half for the Fremantle Dockers, and
that is overwhelming.
It is, but you have to make it count on the scoreboard when you get that sort of dominance. So this is a big set shot. They deserve to be 3 or 4 goals up already.
Well, it is, Richo. With 4.5 minutes remaining, they need to capitalise on it.
You do.
So far, they haven't. They're at 2 goals 6. Subin steps to the plate. Nice straight run up for a left footer. Comes in, and that's going to miss.
Well, I think Ross Lyon would be really happy with the matchups that he's got. He had Kieran Jack and Ryan Crowley. Jack's come off for a rest. He's only touched it 4 times. But this zone he's got in at the moment, Swans just don't even look like getting through.
That was the 7th shot from that general vicinity out on that far flank there.
Here it is again.
This press is unbelievable. Spur, lunging. White got him in the tackle and did well. And forced the free. And Parker says, I won't take the advantage.
Yeah. Well, it took a fumble for the Swans really to have a chance here. White's kick's going to come straight back.
And here's the interception, boy. I thought Subin probably could have marked that. Doesn't matter. Britton got his own footy. There was absolutely no one forward of the footy. And he got caught with that hesitation when he looked down and saw no one there.
Yeah, important tackle there by Jesse White. Had to nail it because there was no one between.
Now, this is the first time Sydney have gone into a controlled play, Dars.
Yeah, and I think they are just, with their leaders, just saying, let's get a bit of composure here at the moment. They would be aware that the game's not being played on their terms. What they are brilliant at as a club is making sure that the scoreboard never gets away from them. 2 goals down, and you just see Jared McVeigh play the percentages, get their leaders organised, and try and hold on to the footy for a while.
Mumford dropped a mark he probably should have taken there. Barlow at the bottom of this scrimmage, and this is as far forward as Sydney have had it for some time in this game.
They're happy to kick long, the Sydney Swans. #1 long kicking team in the comp during the season. They're happy to do that and set up, get another stoppage now.
And Richard, it's important they try and kick their way through it. I think when they get themselves in trouble, Fremantle sweat on teams overusing the handball, and they can just keep bringing that pressure. If you kick and mark, of course, you get control of the footy. You don't feel the pressure quite as much as when you're handballing the ball so much.
Melcheski intercepts the handball, goes forward with the kick again to right. He's got his gloves on a few, but he hasn't been able to get hold of any. Cunningham around the body, gets a good bounce. That is a great kick from 45 out around the corner.
That's hard to do. Great crumb, but then to finish from that position on the ground around the body. What a great kick from Cunningham. He was solid last week. Kicked a couple of goals. Got one tonight now. They needed that. Only 1 goal down, and Fremantle have had all of the footy in their forward half.
Rucks only.
That's why they're an extraordinary team, the Swans, against the total run of play and possession. They find a way is to get an opportunity and score. We're back to a 6-point game, and you would say that that is not a reflection at all of the dominance of the Dockers. Great effort from Sydney.
So out of the middle, Walters there, trying to keep the ball in front. Did well, got an accidental knee in the head. Pavlich through traffic. Mundy did really well to advance the footy, but only Sandwich is there. He applies the tackle on Everett, and now the chase on Grundy. Putting Grundy under some pressure. It was good pressure from Sandilands. And a throw in near the 50. as the tagger and attacker go at it. So you're right, Richo, they're just in front by the one straight goal for all of their efforts here, Fremantle. Clark, they have controlled this first quarter around the body. Falling footy. McVeigh clears with just a mung out wide. Pike flew. Dawson happy with the boundary there.
Just watching Ryan Crowley. His opponent is Kieran Jack, who dropped a mark that it would probably normally take Kieran Jack and Crowley straight in his ear. Mate, I'm all over you. You're already off your game. He's always putting an arm across. And you just see why he wears players down. He's just so good at getting inside the players he plays on's minds.
Fife. Pike. Dawson put his head over it, stopped all comers. Bird gave him a hip and shoulder. He bounces off that. De Boer now to Mundy. Mundy looks the low bullet to Pavlich on the lead. And this is another one of the shots from this quadrant of the ground that they've missed. So let's have a look at Pav. He's had 3 shots from similar positions now.
Have a look at the verbal from Crowley. He doesn't stop, does he? He just consistently goes. He's talking the whole time. Have a look at him. Here you go, mate. You had a little bit of a look, didn't you, Kieran? He's just trying to give it to him. And he's looking back at his great teammate, Matty Pavlich, who looks in ripping nick.
Needs to drill this, Pav.
He will know what and it is very breezy out there, we'll give them that. But he will know what it's doing. He's had a couple from here. That looks a little better, but just off to the left. Did it scrape the post? Yes, it did.
15 inside 50s to 7. 2 goals, 8. Just have to make more of your chances when you get this dominance.
Milcheski. Out wide, McFarlane. Mundy tied up, ball in close. Barlow out the back, McFarlane. Pavlich now getting on his bike, pretty ordinary kick. Samlins did well to get a hand on it. Mumford came through, really well done with a handball to Bird. And now Sydney go to the boundary line. The boundary line's a win for them here. Have a listen to the crowd here. I just received a tweet of Jason Winderlich, Bombers player, of course. The crowd is half the size of last night, but twice as loud, and he is right about that.
Yeah, no doubt. 2-6 from set shots. They haven't been hard set shots either. There is breeze out there, but I don't think it's affecting it that much.
Main. Subin couldn't keep it alive. 23 seconds left, and you've got to say 7 points down is a good result for Sydney.
No doubt. Jason Winderlich, he would have played over here earlier this year when Essendon had a great win, and I remember the crowd that night.
Yeah.
It was so loud.
It was indeed. That was the Jobe Watson night, wasn't it?
It was.
Little handball out, an opportunity for them to score. They're the only ones that can add to the score here. Fife, Hill, quick little kick back inside. Now this is the mark. Now the siren may go. De Boer's got it. He can't kick the distance, I don't think. He may be caught by the siren. He plays on. Mundy's got to go for home. Clock's ticking down. This will count. This will count. Touch right on the line. And a minor score as it hit the post. And a big quarter of football. It is an 8-point advantage with the Fremantle Dockers. It is a haze of purple at Patterson Stadium.